What's up, everybody? Well, today I'm here to bring to you another vacuum that just recently joined my collection. Yes, it's another Elite style Hoover. As many people know, I love Hoover Elites. Doesn't matter what style they are. I've always loved their style ever since I was a little kid growing up with them. And I always like to snatch one up whenever a good looking one comes across my path. And today I'm here to bring you one of the more unique styles of the Hoover Elite. What I bring to you is a Hoover Turbopower 4000. Or many people might probably know this particular Elite style Hoover better as is the Hoover Legacy and Hoover Legacy Supreme. Basically, this is one of the several variants of the Legacy style Hoover Elite, which basically the Legacy series in the Elites basically gives it a more deluxe style floor head with the automatic hose conversion. And this Turbopower series, from what I understand through Vacuum Land and a bunch of other vacuum collectors, the Turbopower series was sold exclusively through Sears. And this was one of many models that there were available back then. I mean, it's kind of like the Supremacy series, which was back in the early 90s actually, which was that maroon colored old style Hoovers that were at the end of their life, and they just put that name on it and they were just done with. Now the Turbopower series is kind of odd putting a Turbopower name on an Elite, because a lot of people who may remember the Hoover Turbopower name actually aren't in the United States. The Hoover Turbopower name was actually used a lot in the UK, and it was a totally different style vacuum that was sold exclusively to the United Kingdom. I mean, before Hoover US and Hoover UK divided up. This was made at the time when they divided up, and Hoover was starting to get produced by Maytag then. And the Turbopower's name somehow came back to Elites. I think I've talked to another YouTuber who said that Hoover liked to use throwaway names for a lot of their Elite models. And Turbopower was definitely one of them. And they were all entirely black, and they were sold through Sears. The 4000 was the middle model of the line. I know there was a Turbopower 3200, which was essentially the same Legacy style Elite, but with a different outer bag, or hard bag cover, I should say. Then there was this, and then there was the Turbopower 4200, which was this same 4000 model, but with the rare embedded dirt finder up top. And then I knew there was also a Turbopower 4500, which was the wide path, breathe easy, soft guard style Elite. And I definitely wanted to add a Turbopower series to the collection, particularly because I really like its black color with the gold accents. And there was another YouTube subscriber I had that had been wanting me to add a Turbopower Elite to my collection for some time. And so here I am bringing it to you today. And so I think I've pretty much blabbed on about the history of the Turbopower series. And now let's give a walkthrough of the machine. Typical Elite fashion, being that this is the higher end model, it does have the power switch on the top of the handle instead of down on the side like a lower end. I do like this one a little bit better because it's a little bit more convenient. Some people argue that the switch orientation was actually backwards on these Hoovers, which I disagree. The way I see it, up is on for the light switch, down is off. So I think this one has the correct orientation, because a lot of vacuums that have the handle style power switch, down is on, up is off. But I think I like this orientation a little bit better. It's kind of like a light switch. Up is on, down is off. So anyway, this is the more deluxe hard bag model. But as usual, it has your typical type A Hoover bag. This is a generic HEPA cloth bag just for increased filtration. And man, I definitely tell you, this does add filtration drastically. Probably better than even the genuine paper bags. And so right up top here, you do have storage for extra belts. An interesting thing on this particular model is that this actually comes with a bag check indicator, which I never really seen on one of these Elite style machines. Well, except for my red Hoover Power Drive, which has the same style setup. But how it works, basically pull off this little rubber cap. There's a little plastic arm right here that actually sits inside this little compartment. And it actually moves out and in depending on how full your bag is. So basically, I think Hoover acknowledged that this was a direct air-based vacuum. So they decided to let people know that your bag is good. When you're looking down and see your check mark by your bag, so you know you have a good bag. But as it starts to fill up, it'll just suck right in to let you know that you need to change your bag, which is quite unique that Hoover did this for a direct air. And you see, this is also a spot where you can house your fresh scent tablet. Just put that back in place, which I find this a very nice feature, even though it is kind of gimmicky, because especially with this HEPA bag upgrade I put, this check bag indicator rarely slides in. So anyway, it's got your microfiltration. As we come along down here, you have your traditional 4 carpet height adjustments. Some people may think this has 5 carpet height, but in reality, this last section is actually not carpet height adjustment. It's actually connected to a sliding plastic door that moves to the side and blocks off suction going to the head, so it'll all go through your hose. And that's how the automatic tool conversion works. So anyway, right here I have this nice little gold stripe along the front of the machine. It's got your Hoover lettering right there. It uses 20 cleaning effectiveness per amp. Hoover's famous marketing technique back then to make the higher end models look more appealing to buyers. So it uses only 7.3 amps. So anyway, let's go ahead and turn off to the side here. This is one of the more deluxe style tool caddies available for the legacy style Elites, which you do have this little plastic door right here to house your dusting brush, upholstery tool, and crevice tool. You have another storage part for another replacement belt. Kind of interesting that they put 2 in different spots. They have one in the tool rack and then one on top of the bag compartment. Anyway, you do have a flexible hose. And the thing I do like about this deluxe style tool caddy is that it actually comes with 2 extension wands instead of just 1. So you have one mounted back here, and then you have another one that's mounted more towards the back that slides out up top like so. And then here's the back of the machine. You have your traditional cord setup. What really intrigues me about this, and I'm starting to think Hoover started to cheapen up in production back then, because there were other legacy models like this one that have the deluxe style tool caddy, but unfortunately they did away with this big large bellow along the back, which I'm presumed was for improved airflow, because I have a Legacy 2 with this same style deluxe tool caddy that has the bellow on the back, and you can see it even has the clearance for the big bellow. But since Hoover was getting cheap in manufacturing, they did away with that feature, which kind of sucks, but this still has excellent performance. So anyway, let's go ahead. See right here, shows you how the rating system for cleaning effectiveness per amp works, which was Hoover's big marketing gimmick. So anyway, let's go ahead and show you the underside. It's got its all original brush roll, and it does have medium stiff bristles. And this has excellent agitation. And this is one of the models that has the metal cage bottom plate with a full-length brush roll. I do like that they still kept that. And anyway, let's go ahead and turn this thing along the side here and show you the model number. This is Hoover Cleano model U5101-930, 120 volts, 60 hertz, 7.3 amps. And the serial date is right down here. I could tell you how to decode the first 4 digits of the serial to let you know what month and year that this was made. So 0697, so this was made in June of 1997 for household use only. Made in the USA. This was definitely one of the better made Hoovers, even before they started moving production of these into Mexico when they made the wind tunnels. But anyway, I think I've pretty much shown all the features I can on this thing. So the only thing I can think of right now to do is release the cord, which is quite long, I will add. I think it's at least about in the 30-foot range. Go ahead and do my traditional rundown to make sure nothing gets tangled, because that's the last thing you want. You want to unravel the cord altogether, and then there's a tangle and kink in the cord. So anyway, let's go ahead and plug this thing in. And now I'll go ahead and turn this thing on and demo it for you guys, so you can hear this loud, noisy Hoover cleaner sing. So away we go. very smooth runner. And before we end the video, let's go ahead and show you this thing in tool mode. So to simply put it in tool mode, just slide it to the highest carpet height position. And now I'll go ahead and show you how it performs. As usual, don't expect great suction out of this thing because it's direct air. They are known to produce more airflow than suction. But at least this comes in handy when cleaning delicate surfaces. Speaking of which, that's how far the length of the hose travels. Right here is your dusting brush. Right, now let's put everything back the way it was. And there you have it. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video on the Hoover Turbopower 4000. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.